This is Tech in the Car, and I'm in the CUPRA Leon Estate. This is the VZ3 310 horsepower four-wheel drive estate from CUPRA. This estate feels incredibly sporty. It's very easy to forget that you even are in an estate. I don't notice the fact that there's enough space for, you know, the dog and the shopping and a whole family behind me. I feel like I'm driving a much smaller car, and that's pretty impressive. Not to mention that the technology in here is absolutely fantastic. We've got this super sporty steering wheel, which is absolutely incredible. It just needs some Alcantara to be the perfect steering wheel, really. These steering wheels in the Cupras are awesome. The display in this Leon Estate is 10 inches. Compared to the Formentor, which is 12 inches if you've seen my video. So it's a bit smaller. So going from one to the other, I wish it was an extra 2 inches, but it's the same exact infotainment system. We've got wireless Android Auto, we've got wireless Apple CarPlay, we've got the really cool dashboard they use to display what's going on in your infotainment system, which is really, really easy to use and looks really great. And then you've got, like I said, this amazing steering wheel and the noise. Now, this makes a good noise. There is some fake noise being pumped into the car. I think that's really common, but it still has a deep growl coming from the engine and from the exhaust, and it's noticeable even without the pumped-in noise. This is a lot of fun. You know, I've never been an estate person myself. I know many people swear by estates. I've never been an estate person, and although I openly admit that this is a fantastic looking car and other fast estates look really, really good, I've just never wanted one. But this car is making me think an estate might be really good, except for parking it. We still need bigger parking spaces. But in terms of the flexibility and the amount of room you have in the back, you can't beat an estate. There's no question about that. How's this car to drive? Well, I'm coming to roundabout now, and when I push it into the corner, what happens is it doesn't feel like it's a big estate car. It feels like it's a much smaller car than it is. And that is saying something about how CUPRA have tuned this car to make it so it doesn't feel like it's bigger than it is. In fact, so it feels smaller than it is. And that is some accomplishment to do that. There's no doubt about that. How does the four-wheel drive system handle the road? Well, absolutely, unashamedly, confidently. There's no even close to uncertainty on the road in the rain, and that's to be expected from a VW Group four-wheel drive system. But it's always good to drive it in these different circumstances. And bad weather, some places, unfortunately, like England, you have it. Let's have a look around the inside of the CUPRA Leon Estate. So just like the Formentor, we've got this fantastic steering wheel, which I really love, with a CUPRA button, with the engine start button, with lots of controls on the steering wheel for the cruise control and adaptive lane assist, adjusting the distance between the cars, turning the volume up and down. This lets you adjust the side of the digital driver display, which I'll show in a second. Voice activation, changing the view, going through the menus, skip tracks, and a heated steering wheel. So there's a lot going on this steering wheel, but it looks really cool and really sporty. We've got our 10-inch display here, which is great to see, which has got the same system as on all the other Cupras. This screen is 10 inches, and we can go into CarPlay. CarPlay is already activated, it's wireless, there's no phone anywhere down here, which is really cool, and it works with wireless Android Auto as well. Looking at the dashboard here, I really love these Cupra dashboards. They've got this angular look to them with a 5-sided pentagon or hexagon, depending on what it is, over there for the vents, a bit Lamborghini, a bit also like the new Audis. But I really like this. I think this makes it look, and it's got this textured finish. It looks really good to me. some of the models, there's even some stitching along the top here of the dashboard to make it even further and more classy. This car has the massive panoramic sunroof, which is an option. And then we have our fantastic sports seats here, which are really comfortable and fully electric as well. I cannot get fully electric sports seats in my own car. Hopefully the new RS3 will have those, but I love these seats. They're really comfortable. I got in them and immediately they're comfortable, and they're a lot more supportive than the seats in my car. Down here we have our new generation VW Group gear toggle. Works really easily, simple enough to use. And then I do love the fact that there's this space here for you to charge your phone, and it obviously will work with wireless Android Auto and CarPlay. If we turn the car on for the first time, it brings up the digital driver's display, and then again you can see how I can tap the view button to go through the different views. Very easy. I've got it set up here with the torque and power on one side and the G meter on the other side. And here we go. Here's how the interior looks from the outside. There are the electric adjustable seats with memory function. Let's have a look at the outside of the CUPRA Leon Estate 4-wheel drive 310 horsepower DSG. So 2 litre, 7-speed automatic, 310 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. We've got 620 litres of space in the boot, which we'll have a look at in a second. And it's got this low nose and smaller grille, which I think looks really good. And then you've got the adaptive cruise control down there. And they're just very, very, very sporty, the way these cars look. If we look at these wheels, so these are really interesting wheels. These are standard wheels, these are not on option. And they've got a really curious design, which I think personally looks very, very interesting. I've never seen wheels like that, but they look very cool. They look almost like the kind of wheels you see on an electric car, except for it's not an electric car. So there's an interesting line down the side here of the car. If you look, you can see this line coming down here. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but it's kind of like a V-shaped line. And it comes down the body on the side of the Estate through to the back, and then you've got at the back here, you've got some wheel arches, and here's a return of that V shape, which then comes out to the back of the car where the boot is. And then again we've got this new Leon style rear light bar. It does light up in the middle, and of course being a 310 horsepower model, we have the quad exhausts. And then this car has a powered tailgate, which goes up like that. There's 620 litres of boot space, so you can fit all your stuff in the back here. I've got some camera equipment in the back here, but there's plenty of space with hooks and tie down points and tether points, and you can put the seats down using the little button at the side here on both sides. So plenty of space in this car. I really love driving this. It doesn't feel like it's an Estate. It's got great noise. It's got all the latest technology. It's got a ton of convenience. And give this video a like if you found it useful, and subscribe for more. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe.